Hey there, this is Pretty Dog here. Here's a customer stove that I'm fueling for the first time after it's been taken out of the box. We're going to see how well it works. Preheating is pretty boring, so we'll do that at super fast speed here. The total preheat time is about 2 minutes. Okay, and back to regular speed. Okay, the cleaning needle seems to work okay. Let's let it heat up and see what happens. Okay, we're about 2 minutes in. Now we're 4 minutes in. Six minutes in. 7 minutes, actually. And right about 10 minutes. This stove seems to be working pretty well. It's not the strongest flame, and there is some yellow in the flame. We're out here at 13 minutes now. Now right at 17 minutes, it's still puttering along. And a full 20 minutes. So I reckon I can probably do a few little stove tricks and make this work a little better. Let's just see how it plays out. Okay, let's see, a simmer, cleaning needle, working fine. And a very positive shut-off with no candle flame or leak. So I broke it down and into parts and cleaned all the inside passages and also eventually replaced the wick. So this is a first fire, just casually. It's about 9.5 or almost 10 minutes there after it's been preheated. Just watching how it operates under the changes I made. I also lifted the flame plate a little bit to blew up the flame. Sorry about all the herky-jerky camera work, but just handheld just to kind of record where it was after I did the work. So since the stove came without a case, I swapped out one of my cases, and we'll do the classic boil test, which I absolutely hate, just to kind of get an idea if this one's working like it ought to be. You know, there should be a 4 to 6 minute boil time on 2 cups of water. That's like, what, a half a pint? Is that what that is? I don't know. Anyway, we'll try that here in the kettle and check it out. For those folks who are really into boil testing, the water temperature is probably around 55 degrees. It's straight out of my tap. I have a well, and came straight out from the house with it. Room temp is about 70 degrees, so the stove and everything's about 70 degrees before I get started. And let's super fast speed up the preheat time, okay? All preheated now. 2 minutes went by, and boom, here we are. And we're off to the races, timing our boil time in our kettle. We'll see how fast it boils up. Okay, here I am at about 4.5 minutes. You can start to see traces of steam coming out of it, out of the spout on the kettle. So the thinking about having it in a box with a kettle on top is that the box itself, the case, radiates lots of heat back to the tank, and also the kettle above also radiates heat back to the tank. This means that the flame should be more robust because you're pressurizing the tank with all that heat. And that means that trying to do free air testing on how well your 8R stove works, you probably put it back in the case to really test it out. So here at 5 minutes and 30 seconds, I have what most people would consider to be a rolling boil going on in there. And I'll try to get the lid off here to show you that. All in all, I think that's pretty good results. You can see the flames pretty robust, and we'll have it get dark here in a minute and take a closer look. So operating cleaning needle and a positive shutoff on the spindle valve. Sure enough, everything's working good. So this rebuild is what I would think of as being successful. You can see that flame under more subdued light without all my bright overhead lights a lot better. Pretty respectable. I just let it run, and now we're out to about 11 minutes here. It's still just cranking along. And now out to full 15 minutes. So yeah, I think this stove is working better than it was. It's some improvement. It wasn't bad to begin with, but now it's even better.